It's time to review the WorldRX at Montalegre in Portugal, and before we get into it and go through the story of the events, supporting series, championship updates and some reflections, I want to make sure that I put out a correction and say that I was wrong about where the Joker lap was. I forgot that it had changed, and it was now in the middle of the lap rather than at the end of the first straight. But without further ado, let's get into it. The story of Event 1 was that contact is costly, mistakes and mishaps are massive. The heat saw Hansens versus KMS, with PWR versus DA versus Olinkle. After splitting 2 and 2 in lap 1 Joker, Timmy Hansens overcut didn't pan out, he collided with Vaby on exit. In the upper race, Anderson's aggressive undercut didn't work out, she was stuck behind Pelfren. In Heat 2, Anderson struggled again with a lap 1 Joker, this time going wide and letting Munich through. Christopherson struggled off the line at the start of race 2, centred up the inside of the gravel hairpin to pass Kevin Hansen. Timmy jokered, but the contact ripped off the bumpers. Kevin backed up Vaby so that Timmy could get P2. Despite having a puncher on the front left, Christopherson managed to win by 2.7 seconds. In the semi-finals, we saw Christopherson and Kevin Hansen with Pelfren and Munich. Water track saw a lot of mud and big puddles emerging. Christopherson's aggressive move led to a puncher, but he managed to hold on to second after contact with Pelfren. PWR's jumped Timmy Hansen at SF2, and squabbling with Vaby cost him a semi-final 2 win as Gronholm pulled away. Anderson struggled with pace, but massive move by Vaby helped him to P2 and SF2 at the last gasp. Gronholm made a great start from pole in the final, with Kevin Hansen taking the Joker on lap 1. Timmy Hansen had a massive crash, crashed out by going wide through the final corner at the end of lap 1. Christopherson was lucky to hold off Kevin after the undercut worked out well, but he pulled away after Kevin Hansen went deep looking for an overtake on the merge. But Christopherson managed to pip Gronholm at the post and get a win. The story was similar but different for Event 2. Gronholm replaced Timmy Hansen in the first group after Timmy's DNF in the first event. The Electrics managed to keep on getting a great launch, helped by the fact that it's a high altitude circuit, but a tussle between Hansen and Gronholm helped Christopherson through at T1. Vaby's lap on Joker paid off, he beat Gronholm to second as Christopherson comfortably won. Hansen made up for the ending of Event 1 by winning from Anderson in the second race, but still close because Pelfren jumped Munich through the Joker. Timmy Hansen won the second heat comfortably, whilst Munich got to second, and Pelfren and Anderson duelled away. Pelfren set the car up the inside of the final lap to get third. In the other race, we saw almost a rerun in the first heat with Kevin Joker on the first lap, Christopherson muscling his way past. The KMS cars bashed past Gronholm, but with Christopherson's bumper hanging off as a result before finally becoming detached. In semi-final 1, it was a Peugeot and Anderson. A puncher helped Pelfren. Anderson struggled with pace and Kevin led Timmy home. Pelfren initially managed to make it through the final at Anderson's expense, but was moved down due to track limits infringements. The other one was a bit more clean-cut. Gronholm clears Christopherson at the start. The two get held up battling. Vaby managed to undercut, and whilst Christopherson was able to jump Gronholm through the Joker, he just followed Vaby home. In the final, we saw Hansens on the right, the KMS cars on the left, and the PWRs at the back, with the champs on row 2. Kevin and Christopherson joked on lap 1. Vaby made a great move to pass Timmy at the end of lap 1, but Hansen shoved his way past to get back in front. Gronholm lost out with a puncher. Kevin and Christopherson cleared their teammates for first and second, and actually towards the end we saw Vaby in the wall. I actually haven't seen what it was on that one that caused that, but it led to Timmy Hansen getting third place. In the supporting series, WorldRX 1 saw Patrick Godova take the title in a close run battle with Yuri Belevsky. Standout event was Heat 1. We saw 2 jump starts in race 4, first Pereira, then August, before Pascal Lambeck and the Clio didn't get the car started for the race and span later on. The championship battle towards the end was a matter of who could be the best of the rest, with Litvinovich and Libertinen colliding at the Joker merge. Belevsky won the race, but not the title, as Mete Benyu sealed third in the championship as a result of the contact for the others. RX2E had a bumper field and provided some good battles, as it has throughout the season, but it still had a strangely large field spread despite it being a spec series, whilst Nils Anderson took another win again to take the title. Euro RX3 was a story of the title battle between Nils Volland and local driver Yael Ribeiro, who were even lined up next to each other for the first heat and the final. We had 5 manufacturers in the final, but a nightmare start saw Volland fall back from the front to the back. But a dramatic crash involving Senegachnik and Andrei Souza promoted Volland to second, winning the title whilst Ribeiro won his home race. a bit like in Euro RX1. The other Sauser got involved despite being laps down, holding up to the Gachnik and causing contact right at the end. In terms of a championship update, Johan Kristoffersen leads Kevin Hansen now on 206 to 160 points. Oleg Christian Baby's not too far behind on 149, and Timmy Hansen is in 4th on 147, with Nicolas Gronholm on 139, Clara Hansen on 122, Rennie Munich on 76, Naughty Fran on 71. This puts KMS ahead of Hansen WRX, KMS on 355 points, Hansen WRX on 307 points with 2 events left. With it being 30 points, the maximum score for events, Kristoffersen could basically seal the title by the time of the first semi-final for the first race in China. In terms of reflections for the event, there's a lot of discussion about tyres, especially after Mete, but it came back after Kevin Hansen picked wet tyres in Heat 1 of Event 2. In fact, during Mete, the Hansen suggested the Hoosier only provide one tyre compound. However, this tyre choice isn't something new. It's always been a thing in WRX. I don't know if it's the Hoosiers compared to the Cooper tyres that have provided this difference, but I remember this being a big discussion because drivers would consider cross-threading them in the earlier days of WRX. I think it's possibly because we have more of an overlap of conditions where they're watering the track more that we're seeing this become more of a debate. The bigger debate for me is running the event at the same time as another WRC promoter event. I think it's massively to WorldRX's detriment because you're battling for publicity with the other events. It's previously been run at the same time as the ERC, but now it's run at the same time as the WRC. Following the Rally TV feed meant that I barely got any of the WorldRX feed for this weekend, whilst getting all the WRC in my feed. Some of this is because of clashes due to delays, such as the power station WRC being delayed twice for an ambulance. But this is something the WRC promoter really should avoid for next season, because it means that with all the drama we saw in WRC, WorldRX barely got any coverage. With 14 WRC rounds, we don't know how many ERC rounds, but I presume it's going to be no more than the 8 that we've had the last couple of years, and probably no more than that in WRX. It's very much possible to have organised these 3 calendars around each other to ensure a lack of clashes. But anyways, these are very much my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.